DC here, and I'm back with another action figure review. Today's live review, we're going to do a video on the Marvel Select Titanium Man. Let me just get him out of the background here as I knock other things over. There we go, and get Vicor out of the way there. All right, so we've got Titanium Man here. I got some heads sitting there. Let me get that out of there. Shot. Okay. Get all the accessories over there, and then we'll just drop this down a little bit. All right, just so we can. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so we've got Titanium Man here. I was originally going to shoot this as an edited review, but changed my mind last minute and wanted to shoot this live because there's actually a decent amount to say about this figure. I want to say this has got to be the go-to Titanium Man figure for lots of reasons. Now, number one, this is one of the few Titanium Man figures I think we've actually got that are actually perfectly in scale, I think, with your Marvel Legends and with a lot of other 6-inch action figures. Now, the classic-looking Titanium Man, which you see here, is actually in scale. Now, we all know Marvel Select run a little bit taller than normal. This guy is huge. Just to kind of give you a idea of how big he actually is, here is the Ironmonger Build-A-Figure next to Titanium Man. And he is absolutely ginormous. And Brenda, what's going on? How you doing? Here is also, let's see if I can get him in the shot here. Here's Abomination from the San Diego Comic-Con box set, the Raft box set, and who's a tall one? I can't get to my Hulk right now, so I knock a bunch of figures over, but you can pretty much gauge what you see here as far as height goes. Now, this is actually comic book accurate size. If you go back and you actually look at just even look up, just Google images of Titanium Man, and the size of him will show up. He actually is supposed to be this like overly hulking character. So the head is actually in scale. And here is, I just had him for the thumbnail shot, but we'll bring him back in. Here's Iron Man, and this is actually how he's supposed to look next to Iron Man. So, and you can use this Titanium Man with your Winter Guard. There's a lot of different uses that you can get out of him as far as that's concerned. So that's a cool thing right there on its own. Let me get Iron Man. So this is actually pretty decent scale here with the rest of them. You definitely want your Ironmonger to be bigger than Iron Man. I think this is a good representation here. What's going on with your hip, dude? Representation here of Titanium Man. And with the rest of between him and Ironmonger right there. There are other versions of Titanium Man that should be smaller. I'm not going to say, but this is really the version that I wanted, was the kind of the more Jack Kirby-esque looking Titanium Man. He does come with a extra head, which is right here. Let me get my lighting over here so we can see everything accordingly. He's definitely got some frowny face going on. Titanium Man is not the happiest, but looks good. I really like the kind of metallic green that they went with here. It looks really good. It's very nice and shiny. Bounces off light nicely. The paint apps on it are superb. And very simple. He does come with 2 extra hands as well. Oops, as I drop it. Swap those. We got a right here and a left right here. There we go. And that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, he's the proper size, I think. Um, a lot of people might disagree, might say, "Oh, you know, he's too big." No, he's not actually. So that's kind of maybe the reason why maybe I should have done a edited review so I could actually show you comparisons on some of the older comics that I actually have with him in it. And he is a very hulking, huge character. You can literally see, I mean, even in the comic book artwork, might want Iron Man to be a little bit smaller, to be honest with you, because he'll hold him, and you'll see him in the artwork as like Titanium Man holding or going after Iron Man, holding him up like a child, essentially. So, I really like this head sculpt. It does look really good. Let me just pop my camera upward a little bit more, and I'll bring him in a little bit closer. I'm trying not to wash him out as much. Let's just bring that in, and we can see here. There we go. That's much better. But the head sculpt looks really good. I don't really have too many issues with it. I got like a little doodad right there. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a thing on there, on his forehead there. But it is there. He does look really cool. I like this kind of, I don't know, grimacing expression. I think it looks nice. The hair sculpt looks really nice. And there's not a whole lot of paint apps going on besides just the black paint. You got a little bit of, I don't know, QC issues right here on the back. But for the most part, I won't even see that, so it's not the end of the world. You can actually see the green on the back of his ear, so that's kind of meh, you know, not so bueno, no bueno right there. Even on the beard too. So this was definitely painted a skin tone color and a black for the hair. I am noticing also he is getting a little bit loose jointed straight out of packaging, especially in the ankles. He is a bulky figure. He does feel solid. Like if an intruder came in my house and I could grab this and just, you know, bludgeon him, you know, with this thing, or just throw it at his head and probably get a concussion. Uh, but thankfully, I don't have to use toys as a weapon. Uh, but the hands pop off very easily, much easier, but not too easy. Much easier than a Marvel Legend. They just pop right off. It's very smooth, so no issues there. And you can pop those gripping hands on if you want to have him like, give me a hug, you know. He needs hugs. That's why he's so angry. He's not getting enough hugs, you know. The articulation on him actually is really, really good. I want to say with updated body for him. And Diamond Select, really, I mean, we've seen it in the past with the Juggernaut, with Colossus, with a bunch of other characters that have really good, solid articulation. And then we've seen others from Diamond Select where they're very limited. Fortunately for him, he's not very limited. I want to say that he is very nice jointed. Even the this kind of skirt piece that you would think gets in the way actually doesn't. It's a more of a pliable plastic, and there are breaks in the skirt, so you can almost lift this all the way up like that. So you can really get kicks forward, but we'll go through all that in articulation. The head can also pop off, just like so. Very simple. You don't have to use much force putting on or off. And there he is with his head, his armored head on. And like I said, he's supposed to be a bigger character, so this really does fit the bill, I think. Like I said, if you want to use him in your Winter Guard or just going up against Iron Man, you can use this one. It's more of the kind of classic look. I really like this green. It's like almost like a hunter green, but it's like a metallic hunter green. I love it. I absolutely adore this color green. It is fantastic. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. If I could paint my house this color, I absolutely would. It would be great. I actually had a Jeep Cherokee this color at one point in my life. I loved those old Jeep Cherokees it was like a 2001 Jeep Cherokee. It was last year they made that model, and I had it in this color, and I love that. I wish I still had that damn thing. But anyway, I digress. We're here to talk about cars. We're here to talk about action figures. It's a kilt. Oh, it doesn't look like a kilt because kilts usually come down almost to the knee or a little bit past the knee. But um, yeah, I feel you. I feel you, Jossie. You're probably just kidding. um, but yeah, I really do like it. It looks good. I like the little kind of rivets that he's got here for his armor. It makes him look even bulkier than he actually is. Yeah, I feel you. I got you on the jokes. uh, I like the knuckle dusters he's got here, even on the thumb right there. Everything just looks really, really well done on him as far as the sculpt work. And that's what we're kind of used to. It's like I feel like Diamond Select is like the NECA as far as sculpt goes, or like the McFarlane for Marvel. The sculpts are so well done for the Marvel figures from Diamond Select that it's like you really do get something unique each time, even though it's a very familiar character. Now with this guy, he hasn't really, like I said, he hasn't really had too many releases in the past. So I think this is really good that they decided to go with this character. Now I'm hoping that they do re-release for the third time now. It would be the Watcher. I've missed out on him twice now. The second pre-order I didn't even know was a thing. Because for some reason, I don't know why, but Diamond Selects always fly under the radar. And I feel like a lot of their releases fly under a lot of people's radar. And maybe they don't get enough love that they should. Like Marvel Legends gets a bunch of love, and they're a lot of the times they're very mediocre figures. Diamond Select usually always comes out with a great sculpt, maybe not the most articulation, but with this one, this is a shining example of what they're capable of. And I really just kind of wanted to showcase this today. So, yeah, he does. He looks like a $90 import. And like, if this were made by Hasbro, this would probably be like a $70 figure, an $80 figure. You know that. We all know Hasbro's greed with action figures. Look at Galactus. That is not a $400 figure by any means. And I don't care how many people want to justify the price point. It's not worth $400. Probably $200, yeah. But not $400. Absolutely not. So I don't know. I can justify this price point at, what was it? I think I paid $30 with shipping included and everything. I don't know. He's up on Big Bad Toy Store. Let me double check really quick, just so I'm not saying inaccurate prices here for you guys. Go over here and we'll go over here. Where you went, Marvel Select. There we go. Yeah, it's $30. So I mean, for $30, you're getting a. How tall is he? He's got to be like 10 or 11. Yeah, he's about 9.5 inches tall. This guy, and he fits the bill. He really does. He is a really wonderful looking figure. As far as his articulation does go, his head can swivel at a full 360 rotation if he needed to. It is on a ball peg, so his head can look up, and there is gapping issues there if that's a thing for. I know that's a thing for some people. It doesn't bother me too much because if you're going to have him in a flight pose, you're only going to see him from this angle anyway. He can look down really well too. He's definitely going to need a look down, so that's perfect. Some Marvel Legends can't even look down or up, you know? He can tilt really well to side to side. And let's check and see if he's got jive turkeys. Oh, yeah, we got some gobbles up in here. So we got some jive turkeys up in there, which is fantastic. The arms can go up about that far. That's pretty much maxed out for the arms right there. Arms can go down, full 360 rotation in the arm. He does have a bicep swivel right there. And then he also has a single bend at the elbow, which gets 90 degrees, which most Build-A-Figures can't even do that. And then he also has a swivel at the elbow. So whether you want to swivel here or swivel there, which may be kind of redundant to some people, It's fine. It's not it's not really hurting anything. But he also has a swivel in the wrist right there, and he has a hinge joint which is lateral, so he can go side to side with that wrist joint. And all the wrist joints are exactly the same; they all go side to side. So he does have a diaphragm joint which does swivel really nicely. He can pivot side to side. He can crunch back. It's not that great, but he can crunch forward a little bit too. So crunch forward and back, not that great. The swivel is really nice and fluid on him, so that's nice. No waist swivel because you have the diaphragm joint, so you don't really need it, essentially. Legs can go forward. Like I said, this piece gets out of the way, so you can really get that kick up. And the legs also go back, too, because you have a little kick up right here. There is a sculpting of the rear end there, so that does get in the way a little bit, but still better range of motion than some Marvel Legends. Look, he can actually do splits. And he can do splits better than some, even Spider-Man figures, which is great. That a 9.5-inch tall titanium man can do better splits than a Marvel Legend Spider-Man. I think that's just hilarious and is, I don't know, ironic. He does have an upper thigh swivel, which, it's not the best, but, this is a larger figure to begin with. I'm also seeing a cut in the thigh. It's kind of frozen on mine, but you can see that cut joint right there. I'm trying to figure out if that is it is a separate swivel. There we go. So you have that little bit of a, let me just lift this up so you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about here. You have a little bit of a swivel up in the thigh where the thigh meets the ball joint, and then you also have the actual thigh swivel right here, which I'm going to have to use some hot water on that side, but this side does swivel. He has a single bend at the knee, and that also swivels. And then we got some pointy toey. We got the pointy heel, and then we got ankle pivot and 2 peg holes. And I really like the sculpting of the bottom of these shoes. It's a really nice texture, too. It kind of feels like he's got little spikes on the bottom of his boots. So, I don't know, man. I really think this is kind of one of those, like, juggernauts, one of those Colossus releases where I think he's kind of a home run, and he looks really good. I like his nice, I keep coming back to the word hulking feel that he has. I like the extra head, even though we have a little bit of QC issue right here with the back of the ear and the beard. This side's fine. It might just be my copy also, but I like that head sculpt, and I like the extra hands. And that's kind of all you need with him. You don't need anything else that's too crazy. Maybe some energy effects would have been nice, but Diamond Select doesn't really get down with the energy effects like that, so it's understandable. I don't know. I just think he's pretty straightforward of a release, and I think this is one to kind of shed some light towards, because a lot of people maybe don't even realize that he does exist and he is in scale, and it's the proper scale for him with your Marvel Legends. So he can fit in with those if you need him to. And if you want to fit him in with your Marvel Select too, sure, go for it. No one's saying you can't do that. There's no rules in action figure collecting. You make up your own, right? But I really like this guy. He looks really good. I'm really loving the range of motion in the head. And I'll just pop this head off, and we'll also do range of motion with the unhelmeted head really quick, so he can look up and he can look down, pretty much the same. Let's see, we can get him to look really down if you kind of use that jive turkey as we need it, and then tilt his head down just like that. So the jive turkeys are helping. Thank you, jive turkeys. He can really get some jive turkey up in here. So there's some more. And then the head tilt is even better on the unmasked head. So if you want to get him like with a snapped neck or something like that, I don't know. It looks just really good. Good job. Good job, Diamond Select. Oh, man. When you guys come out with like a good figure, you guys come out with like a great figure. It's not even in the good category. It's in the great category. It's just very well done. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, Crimson Dynamo is an awesome character. Zorpox, what's going on? Woodman, how you doing? Jossie, how you doing, buddy? You always liked him in Crimson Dynamo? Yeah, Crimson Dynamo, and I'll bring him in a second. I'm going to put the whole Winter Guard together so you guys can see what they look like together. Unfortunately, I don't have my uh, Red Guardian, my comic book version here. He's back. He must be back in Buffalo in storage. But once I do get him here, I'm going to shoot a whole um, video with the Crimson Guard. And I might actually start doing maybe some team segments, just doing like short, very short, like those YouTube shorts. I might do a couple of those with just showing different teams and stuff like that and kind of posing them together. I think that'd be something cool and different to do. So we'll go with that. Why not? But I really like the helmeted head. And let's see, actually, you know what? Let's pop this hand out. There we go. And we'll pop this head on. And then let's get him with his helmet in his hand here. There we go. Look at that. That just looks, oh man, that looks so good. So simple. Just put that together in 2 seconds and just have him holding his helmet. Damn, that looks good. Damn. That looks good. So you could have him doing that. Fan-friggin-tastic. Loves it. Loves it a lot. Loves it a lot. Hi-ho, the Dario loves it a lot. I don't know what that means. It's weird. But there you go. There is Titanium Man. Let me grab the rest of the Winter Guard, as I have so much stuff in the way today. I have a whole bunch of other, there's a whole lot of Marvel Legends that dropped that I was actually interested in, like Sandman and the rest of the Fantastic Four stuff. And by the rest, I mean this gentleman right here that I'm probably going to shoot quick little short reviews on. And by short, I mean try to get it under 15 minutes. I know that's probably not short to other people, but I do longer reviews. I do like 30-minute reviews normally. So short is 15 minutes to me. All right, so let's grab him. I'm going to have to use this other... Should have put on Do Not Disturb. But let's get the rest of the Red Guardian in here, or Red Guardian, Winter Guard in here. And we'll just have him sitting right back there. He is going to be the tallest guy in there. So there's Titanium Man. Then we've got Ursa Major right here. There we go. And then we've got, even though he's not really accurate, for the classic look, we're still going to throw him in here. Let's get Ursa Major and pinned in there a little bit better. And then we'll go with Crimson Dynamo, this is a really good Build-A-Figure right there. He is using a lot of extra pieces from Ironmonger, but that's okay. I don't mind too much. And then over here we have her name just skipped my mind. But anyway, we have Red Guardian here too. And let me pan down a little bit. Oops. And there you go. You have a version, my version, which is going to be that of the Winter Guard right there so far. There's plenty of other characters that you can throw in there. Darkstar, that's her. For some reason, her name just popped out of my mind. It's always when I need to remember someone's name that I forget it. That's how ADD works. But for now, he's going to fill in while my comic book version is on its way to me from Buffalo. Thank you to my parents for doing that. But yeah, this is pretty much how I'm going to have this set up. So the majority of the team is here that you need. And like I said, you can add to it It doesn't have to be specific. I actually really like this Crimson Dynamo, so I think I might have him just kind of stay with the team, even though this version of Crimson Dynamo was much later. Um, it still, I think it works, and I like the differentiation between the size of Titanium Man and Crimson Dynamo, and then you have your Iron Man right here, which is smaller than pretty much everybody except for these two in the front here. But I don't know. Everything looks pretty nice, and I'm very pleased with how the figure turned out. The team is essentially pretty much good as far as I'm concerned. Um, Unless Marvel Legends or even Diamond Select starts releasing some more of the Winter Guard, um, I'm good if this is all we get. I think I'm pretty good. The Ursa Major build a figure is pretty solid of a build a figure. If you wanted to skip the rest, I would definitely suggest at least getting her to complete the team. If you don't want to complete the team and don't care, then you could probably skip that whole wave if you wanted to, because the rest of the figures in that Iron Man wave are kind of careless. I could care less about those characters. Um, uh, Especially that stupid hologram Iron Man. It's like, why? Why are you doing this? I don't understand. But this is actually a really good movie figure. And you could fit him in with your comic book figures if you wanted to. If you just wanted a different version, a more, I don't know, realistic looking version for Red Guardian, you could go with this version. This is the version actually from the 2-pack, not the single carded release. This is the one that came with the little action figure. I think you can find it on Amazon right now per the date of this review. You can find them around for like right around $25 for the 2-pack. So that's not too bad. And I think it's a really nice, solid sculpt and design for him. So, but yeah, that is what it is right here. That is Titanium Man. Crimson Dynamo sounds like someone that will challenge you in a dance off. Yes, Crimson Dynamo is an awesome character. Um, I digged him. I always liked Crimson Dynamo. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions while you guys are watching this live? I know a lot of you will be watching this probably on playback, so try to understand that there are people live in the chat right now that I'm trying to answer questions for. So, but do you guys have any questions about the figure or anything else that you want me to show you while I'm here that I could help out with? There's actually been a lot of really good releases this year. Let me bring some people up a little bit closer here. Hopefully I can focus. I'm trying to leave them a little bit further back just because for some reason when I shoot this live, my phone does not like, and I have the new iPhone 13 Pro, whatever the Pro Plus, whatever. But for some reason, when I bring things up closer to it when I'm shooting things live, it's like the camera forgets itself. So let me just kind of dial back my camera a little bit. My table is completely full with just damn action figures everywhere. You like Dark Star's head sculpt? I like her head sculpt, but I I hate I don't like the hair. The hair kind of annoys the shit out of me because there's only so many things you can do. You could do like this off the side, but then you have this big awkward hair gapping thing. You can put her head straight, but then she's just looking straight. There's some things, little nuances about the figure. That and I mean, there's only really like what 2 or maybe tops 3 paint apps on this figure. Couldn't you have sculpted her chest symbol for the love of God? I mean, come on. She's essentially all black plastic for the most part. Um, I don't know. There's a little bit of black paint right here because this is like a yellow plastic for the boots, and then they just painted this from the knee up. She's all black. From the forearms down, that's yellow plastic with black paint. Like there's like 3 paint apps on her. Come on, man, just sculpt the damn chest symbol at least. You can sculpt chest symbols for the movie figures. Sculpt them for The damn, oh my God. I feel like I'm like in purgatory, just repeating myself over and over again. Anyway, I digress. But for this figure himself, I would definitely give him a absolute 2 thumbs up. If I could give him a third thumb, I would if I had one. But he's a fantastic figure. I love the sculpt of him, the articulation. Oops, I'm knocking people over. Let's set her over here. Let's just get these guys out of the way. We'll get them out of the way. We'll talk about him. Try to remember where the hell I was when I was talking. Come on, Ursa Major, get out of there. Yeah, I know. You want to give everyone a hug. Ursa Major always wants to give people a hug. It's a big bear hug. But yeah, I would say sculpt, simple. Design was simple. It fits the bill. I really like the whether it's the plastic or the paint apps. I love the paint apps on him. I really like the unmasked head. I don't think they didn't really have to do that, and I wasn't really expecting them to do that initially. But I like the unmasked head. I love the helmeted head. I don't know which head I'm going to pose him with. I might have to have him pose just like this actually with the team, but it's just nice to actually see the proper titanium man being built for us in our collections. But I really love the articulation. The articulation on him is top notch. I want to say it's some of the best that's ever come out of Diamond Select, other than Colossus. I want to say Colossus is probably the best articulated Marvel Select figure, and then he's a close second. The sculpt on him, like I said, I love it. And just overall, he fits the bill. And normally I'm usually looking for things to I'm not really looking for things to bitch about, but I'm looking for, to kind of just be as objective as possible. And I'm being objective when I say he's a really, really good figure. The only thing that I would really want to improve on is some of the looseness coming straight out of package. He's not really loose. The joints feel fluid, but I could see over time that these ankles are going to get a little bit loose. The elbow swivels are a little bit looser than I like. I like a nice tight figure when I get a brand new figure. It makes the figure feel a little bit more new. I do like the fact that you can pop the hands and the head off very easily. Now, if all toys could use the same system that they use to pop hands and heads off, I would love that. I feel like sometimes when I'm popping a Marvel Legend or a Mythic Legion or any other type of head off of a figure, I feel like the damn thing is about to snap right off or just rip the entire hinge joint off with it. Sometimes the heads are so tight on other action figure lines, and they just don't need to be that tight. This is the system to go with. Whatever Diamond Select is doing, do that, everyone else. But I really love it. Some of the QC issues kind of annoy the shit out of me, like the back of the ear and the back of his shoulders, but it's not the end of the world. I am not sure what this peg hole here is for. Don't ask me, because I don't know. Maybe it's for something I don't know about. Maybe it's for a future mold that we don't know about. I have no idea, but I don't know why there's a peg hole there. It's completely unnecessary. Other than that, I would say definitely go out and get them. I already gave my 2 thumbs up. And if you want a Titanium Man, skip all the other 2 that have been made in the past and go for this one. He's $30. He's bigger than a Marvel Legend Build-A-Figure. And I want to say any Marvel Legend Build-A-Figure. He's bigger than the Hulk. He's huge. He's bigger than Strong Guy. Bigger than Juggernaut. Bigger than Nimrod, and Nimrod wasn't a Build-A-Figure. Bigger than Sasquatch. And he's supposed to be that big, so it just fits. And I feel like I'm repeating myself. So I'm going to let you guys go. If you're watching this on playback, oh, wait, we do have a question. Hold on. Dem Guts wants to know, how do I feel about the What If Hydra Stomper set? I have not watched the What If series, and I don't really care to. I started watching Loki with my girlfriend. Her and I are kind of trying to finish that. And then we're going, we're watching Hawkeye, because we really enjoy the Hawkeye series so far. So that's pretty decent. But I haven't watched What If. I don't know if I'm going to. It's just not something that really sparks my interest, to be honest with you. Maybe down the line I'll watch it, but I don't know. I mean, the sculpt on it looks really good, but I don't it doesn't have a home in my collection, and I have limited space now, especially in this room. Like, yikes. So unless I get some new shelving, I could put in above my review space, but other than that, I really don't have room for figures that don't really fit anywhere. Like, I don't even know where I'm going to put that. Maybe with the Shield figures, but I don't know. I have the what was it? The Shield, the old Shield build a figure. What were those called? The Shield Enforcer or Guardians or whatever the hell those were called. I have a couple of those, so but I don't know. I'm gonna skip it. I think the sculpt on it looks good, but I don't know anything about it. That's the other thing. So I'll probably pass on it. Other than that, but yeah, if you guys are watching this on playback, definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Unfortunately, you can't leave a dislike anymore, which that's not me doing that to my channel. That's every channel is doing that now. It's just YouTube's policy. They took away downvotes. It's like, why is there even a thumbs down available if you're just gonna disregard it? I don't understand. But that's YouTube's policy. Apparently, a lot of people get butthurt when they get a lot of downvotes, and mostly I think it's got to do with political things, which I want nothing to do with. Um, but yeah, so if you want to give me a thumbs up, by all means, it's entirely up to you. I always leave that it's your discretion. But like I said, if you guys are watching this on playback, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.